Friendships can be difficult. You think you know someone. You feel like you have a bond, an understanding, a like-minded frequency for the high and low, and then, bam, one day you find out they don't watch Southern Charm. The cast of Southern Charm, Season 5, from left, Chelsea Meisner, Thomas Ravenel, Craig Conover, Shepard Rose, Cameron Eubanks, Catherine Dennis and Austin Kroll, Rodolfo Martinez, bravo, but I thought I knew you. I want to say, how can this person be a regular viewer of The Bachelor, Bachelorette, and not have the bandwidth for this all-too-real series, currently in the middle of its 5th, amazing season on Slice, revolving around a clique of mostly old-moneyed dilettantes living and loving in Charleston, South Carolina. Time, I suppose, to squeeze out a serenity prayer. If there is one thing I am snobby about, I admit, it's the many-faced animal kingdom of what is amorphously referred to as reality TV. It's a useless term, I will argue, akin to comparing a TBS sitcom to an HBO megadrama in the world of scripted television. Not all reality TV is created equal, article continued below. So, yeah, while I keep up with Bachelor, Bachelorette, it is mainly for professional reasons. As a pop culture reader, sigh. But how seriously am I to take a show where one of the Romeos vying on the current season actually came festooned with a job tagline that read, and I quote, social media participant. Not making this up. It's the basicness of the people on the show that stun guns me every time I turn it on. Southern Charm, meanwhile, oh, Southern Charm is a sort of art. Yes, it follows many of the tropes of a reality serial. People fall out, people fall in, there is outrageous squabbling and absurdist partying, but in its minute observation of a very particular part of America, it is Jane Goodall-like in its aim. As a disciple from the start, I agree with one critic who wrote, the show's most fixating tension lies at the intersection where the cast's anachronistic Old South politesse and the exhibitionist demands of modern reality television meet. How many reality shows, after all, can boast a character like Shep Rose whose old clan creds go as far back as F. Scott Fitzgerald? The author actually based the golf-playing Jordan Baker character in The Great Gatsby, Nick's romantic interest, on Rose's great-aunt, Edith Cummings. Yes. My great-aunt was the first female athlete on the cover of Time magazine, confirms the fella who comes off as a charismatically hapless, if ever well-read, Peter Pan. Then, there's another cast member, the reformed crazy pants of the bunch, Catherine Dennis, who is a direct descendant of John C. Calhoun, the 7th Vice President of the United States under both John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson. Whitney Sudler-Smith, the creator of the show, who also wades through it, counts multiple stepdads in his personal bio, including one, psychiatrist Edward Stitt Fleming, who was not only related to James Bond conjuror Ian Fleming, but also founded the Psychiatric Institutes of America in the 1960s. Go figure. Then, there's fan-favorite Patricia Alchel, Sudler-Smith's mother who, on the show, doles out both advice and martinis to her son's friends, and exists on a space-time continuum somewhere between Auntie Malma and Elizabeth Taylor in an old White Diamonds commercial. Much married, and deeply arched, especially when espousing on the geisha arts, she's no dummy either. She used to lecture in art history at George Washington University. Article continued Bella Wand, hey, if you don't believe me about Patricia's icon worthiness, just ask Lady Gaga. She's the one who once out of blue tweeted this, Patricia on Cheers Queen. The message finished off with 3 emojis, naturally, including a diamond, cocktail and lipstick. Boom. The genesis of the show was an interesting one, as Sudler-Smith has explained. Initially, I come from more of a film background. I did this pilot thinking it was going to be a documentary kind of exploring the myth of the Old South and Reconstruction and all this bullshit. And my agent said at the time, no, this should be a TV show. These characters are all compelling. The basic idea? We kind of wanted to have a bit of that Down Abbey upstairs, downstairs thing, with some of the fun tone of Animal House. And all of it with a Bravo feel, home to the Housewives galaxy. I think we've stayed true to that vision for the most part. For a long time, its biggest juice revolved around Thomas Ravenel, a former politician and very definition of good old boy who once actually went to jail for 10 months for drug trafficking, and his on-off, way younger squeeze, the aforementioned Catherine, whom he managed to knock up not once but twice. All within the span of the life of the show. Think of them as a kind of inky dark answer to Heathcliff and Catherine. With a dash of Get Out. This year though, it's all tipped over. Malcolm Gladwell speaking, I think. And not entirely for reasons that the producers can be too happy about. On screen, particularly in the insane episode that just aired in Canada this week, the show has pivoted around a thirsty new character named Ashley, who is the fresh woman in Thomas's life and whose hero is Melania Trump. Going after her husband's ex in a way that instantly put her on my top 5 reality villains list. She's become, as one fan tweeted, a rare uniter in America. We can't discuss politics without getting into a fight, so we talk. This is all playing out well after the current season was already in the can, and now the rumors say that the dude has been fired from the show. No one knows for sure. It all amounts to a Molotov cocktail of cringe. But in the context of the reality TV arts and sciences, an unmissable one. If Thomas, or T-Roth, as he's sometimes called, really just finally gets his just desserts, it will be a fitting coda to a moment, 2 seasons back, when Catherine, whilst referencing her isolation from the rest of the group, actually referenced the Scarlet Letter. Like I said, this is not your average reality show, and it's not your average reality either.